Reversing lifestyle diseases. A hearty welcome to my channel, Kujamban Sebastian 3900. Today I am placing before you something very important to the extent that it may even change your lifestyle for good. In the past, I have published YouTube videos on individual lifestyle disease covering its causes, symptoms, diagnosis, treatments, and prevention. In this episode, we are emphasizing a common approach to all lifestyle diseases together. By following the guidelines given below, a person may be able to prevent a lifestyle disease, and at the same time, a person already having a lifestyle disease may be able to reverse it. Before proceeding further, may I request that you please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Lifestyle diseases are preventable and reversible and not permanent. While following the guidelines, the help of a doctor or healthcare provider is of utmost importance, especially when medications are to be prescribed. The lifestyle diseases we consider here are type 2 diabetics, high cholesterol, hypertension, fatty liver, obesity, cancer, cardiovascular diseases, stroke, chronic respiratory disease, mental health disorder, and osteoporosis. First, let us acknowledge that our bodies are having powers to cure themselves, especially when they are looked after well. It is unfortunate that some of these lifestyle diseases are genetic in nature and we cannot prevent them, but will be able to manage and control them and prevent them from reaching advanced stages. Many lifestyle diseases are caused by our own lifestyle of routine wrong habits. Let us consider them one by one to bring about changes wherever needed. The three major inputs of our bodies for our survival are air, water, and food. Air and water are also considered foods in a broad sense, as anything that enters the body is food. The first and foremost cause of lifestyle diseases is the polluted air we breathe. It is estimated that an adult inhales about 1,500 liters of air per day. We can imagine the adverse effect on the human body by inhaling this large quantity of air when it is polluted. It is reported that if the air quality index (AQI) of air we breathe is more than 100, it is injurious to health and causes chronic respiratory disease. The AQI of our cities is very poor and day by day it is deteriorating and spreading to rural areas. We must make sure that the air we breathe is having an AQI of less than 100. If it exceeds 100 at your home or workplace, you may install air purifiers that will filter out pollutants like dust, pollen, particulate matters, mold spores, smoke, and other pollutants. If the outside air pollution is high, it is preferable to remain indoors and if required to go out, always wear a standard N95 mask. Now let us consider the next important input of our body, namely water. About 70% of our body is water. To maintain the body hydrated, a person is required to consume about 2 liters of water every day. In most of the cities and towns, water is supplied to households after treatment to conform to Indian standard specifications for drinking water having a residual chlorine content of 0.2 milligram per liter. There are many households without access to treated water. These households get their water from borewells or through water tankers, the quality of which is not known. Therefore, it is advisable to boil water and simmer for 20 minutes to kill all disease-causing bacteria, yeast, mold, and viruses. Air cool the water and filter through a clean muslin cloth before drinking. Recent research reveals that storing drinking water in plastic bottles and containers is to be avoided as microplastic minute particles may migrate to the water and develop clots in the bloodstream of the user, resulting in heart attacks. It is suggested to store water in glass, stainless steel, or earthenware containers and not in plastic bottles or containers. As at present, water purifiers are available which can remove also microplastic particles from the water. Having seen the inputs of air and water, let us now consider the third input of our body, namely food. It is important to practice eating and drinking to meet our energy requirements. Excess intake of food may result in obesity. The famous words of the Greek philosopher Hippocrates that would be thy medicine are appropriate at this juncture. This can be interpreted as that if you take a healthy diet, you may not get diseases and hence there is no need for medications. If you are overweight, it is advisable to reduce the intake of food by about 10%. As far as possible, avoid a non-vegetarian diet and adopt a vegetarian diet. If you are a diabetic, avoid sugar, sugary beverages, sweets, white flour, white rice, processed and fried foods, starchy carbohydrates, and potatoes, and include in your diet plenty of fruits, vegetables, greens, food items of low glycemic index, food items having high soluble fiber content, and millets like ragi. Mediterranean diet is said to be the best diet. Coming to cooking oil, resort to cooking without oil if possible. If it becomes necessary to use cooking oil, restrict the use to the minimum. It is preferable to use coconut oil for cooking and olive oil for salads. As a source of omega-3 fatty acids, oily fish varieties like sardine and mackerel are to be included in the diet. Avoid polished grains in the diet and instead use raw unpolished ones. Limit the intake of salt to 1 teaspoon or 5 grams per day. Intermittent fasting for 12 hours is a good practice to prevent insulin resistance, maintain blood glucose levels, and prevent fatty liver by finishing dinner by 8 p.m. and having breakfast at 8 a.m. Consuming alcohol may cause cirrhosis of the liver and must be avoided. Smoking should also be avoided as it may result in diseases of the lungs like asthma, bronchitis, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, and cancer. Now let us consider three important factors to develop immunity and resistance to lifestyle diseases. They are stressful living, undisturbed sleep, and regular exercise. Stress is a natural response of the body when challenges are to be faced or bumps occur in one's life. The stress hormone cortisol is secreted when the body is under stress, increasing blood glucose levels, belly fat, and blood pressure. To overcome stress, anxiety, tension, and worries, practicing yoga, meditation, or Tai Chi is helpful. An adult requires a minimum of 7 hours of undisturbed sleep every night. In this modern age of rat race, sleep has become a rare commodity. Those people who do not get good sleep resort to several methods. Some of them are a warm water bath before going to bed, providing a gap of a minimum of 2 hours for the food taken during dinner to digest before retiring to bed, maintaining a strict schedule to going to bed, avoiding getting exposure to electronic equipments like computers, mobile phones, television sets, at least for a period of 1 hour before retiring to bed, deep breathing sessions to induce sleep, and morning sunbath for about 10 minutes to produce sleep hormone melatonin. Some people use cardamom as follows to get to sleep. Select a green cardamom pod and remove and discard the skin and take out the inner seeds and chew them thoroughly before going to bed. The next step is to be followed is regular exercise. You may choose the mode of exercise out of brisk walking, cycling, swimming, jogging, or use treadmill at home. A minimum of 30 minutes of regular exercise 5 days a week is advisable. Now let us summarize what we have mentioned earlier as follows. Breathe air having AQI less than 100. If AQI is more than 100, use air purifiers and N95 masks. Drink about 2 liters of water, which conforms to Indian standard specifications for drinking water. Store drinking water in glass, stainless steel, or earthenware containers. Do not store drinking water in plastic bottles and containers. Eat a healthy, balanced diet. Restrict the use of cooking oil to the minimum. Restrict the use of salt to a maximum of 5 grams per day. Do not smoke. Do not consume alcohol. Lead a stressful life. Get a minimum of 7 hours of undisturbed sleep every night. Exercise regularly for a minimum period of 30 minutes every day. Hope you find this presentation beneficial to you, and if so, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Bye till we meet again with another episode. Thanks for watching.